He stopped his finger just an inch from the tip of his nose. The urge to scratch it was overwhelming, but not as powerful as the sense of disgust he would have felt if he discovered he had a second one attached to it. The symptoms were all there. Every planet was aligned, so to speak. Although this was already his sixth time, Edmond had not quite got used to the process of transformation. Not quite, at least. He asked himself if there was one man out there who actually did. A trick that he found useful was to focus on something, anything, during the process. For example, right now he was trying to concentrate on the game in progress. All this time, Mark, instead, had been still and in silence. The only muscles he had moved were the ones that controlled his new, though temporary, set of eyes. 4. He had fixed his almost fluorescent cyan irises to Edmond's right hand, which had just skimmed over the bishop and, though hesitantly, stopped on the white queen. They were both naked, facing each other, sitting in the middle of a small, barely furnished lounge and in front of a large chessboard. Even though their expressions and feelings were different, the two childhood friends knew very well that the transpartogenesis would be completed in a few minutes. This whole state of affairs started always in the same manner. A new body part, an organ, an appendage, a new finger and whatnot would sprout next to the one that had to be replaced. Then the process would exponentially accelerate all the way to completion. It was a cycle that was repeated every 50 years, with the precision of a Swiss clock, but with some minute variants here and there. The only true constant was the total lack of physical pain. One would only feel the itch, and that was it. Moments later, a full, brand spanking new human body grew out of the old one until completely splitting from it. The caterpillar that came out of the chrysalis as a butterfly, and the butterfly that turns into a caterpillar forever and ever, in aeternum. Amen. 3 centuries had passed since the cure against death. After only 6 months, the miraculous elixir mutated into an extremely contagious virus, lethal for whoever had XX chromosomes. 1 year later, women, or the XXs, as in small part ironically, but mostly bitterly were now referred to by all the men, were wiped clean from the face of the earth. Only images, sounds, songs, poems, sonnets, and novels were left as proof that they existed in the first place. The creator of the infamous drug, winner of the Nobel Prize in Medicine, was a woman. Edmond, and so? Are you moving that damn piece, or do you want to drag this thing out for the next 50 years? Said Mark, whose old body had almost completely split from the new and was now dangling, grey and floppy, over the side of the chair. Edmond, though he heard every word, ignored his friend. He was totally focused on the White Queen, which, in that moment, he was holding tightly in a grip, or perhaps even for dear life. Yet, it was only a matter of moving this piece 3 squares onward to decree the end game. Why shouldn't I drag this out for another 50 years and forevermore, thought Edmond, and for just a moment he swore that he could feel the warm cuddles of Michelle. his sweet Michelle, with the fruit of their love in a womb. The memory of his wife and his unborn little girl's funeral flashed in his mind and was burning bright like the scorching sunny day that it was. He buried them just next to his parents, who, fortunately, had died 2 years before the world as they knew it crumbled to pieces. Edmond took a deep breath. He moved the White Queen slowly forward. 1, 2, 3. He opened his mouth to say, "Checkmate," but the words did not come out. He did not even notice that by then his old meat shell had slipped away and now lay on the floor like an old rag. The Black King was now alone, doomed, yet, at least for a few moments, still standing.